So, how to prepare for a job role? What might be the essential steps for it? The learning objectives are, I want to just point out those. The learning objectives, well, those are defining your job role. Also, what are the prerequisites? The prerequisites can be LinkedIn. We will discuss that. What is the essential need for that particular platform? Also, the importance of resume. Other things also come in prerequisites section, that will be portfolio. Also, we will discuss the importance of collecting necessary informations. This is a crucial section that will be touched upon at the beginning itself. Information and overall idea about this video, or what I want to convey. Idea of conveying what this video is all about. That this is not for a complete beginner section who have already an understanding in their domain. Come to a particular job role or a particular work in a company or in any other project, you need to understand your responsibilities. What might be the things that you will be doing, or what are the important skills that are necessary for that particular job or particular work. You need to understand that. So this is just the learning objectives listed in this video. I hope you get an idea about what I want to convey, and this is a challenge for me. I would really appreciate your support in this. So share it to your friends and folks, and also help me prepare in this challenge as well by commenting your thoughts and preparation journey of, or what are the things you might have done, or what is your opinions. Do comment and like and subscribe. Yeah, enjoy the video. What I'm planning is to do what a software engineer or a fresher would do when preparing for off-campus companies, off-campus opportunities, by collecting resources and wrapping up notes, collecting all the required informations for applying to that role, figuring out what to learn, that sort of thing. Especially why I'm doing this is because I don't want to explain it. In just I could say, one, I want to document my preparation process. By documenting my journey, you can actually learn the behind the scenes of a preparation. One, it would benefit you for learning what might an engineer go through while preparing for it. And not only that, it will also help you to organize things, learn new things from a fresher. As I'm already have done this several times, and for doing this video, I guess I'm taking just a challenge for myself, um, moving out of my comfort zone. I think that is the one, that is the answer, I guess. Further ado, let's get to the main video. For my 1 month, I have been preparing for my front-end engineering preparation. I could apply for software engineering roles, but the requirements are not aligned with my daily work. First of all, I want to explain why I'm applying for front-end engineering role. For front-end engineering role, I guess there are several nuances, or there are so many resources that may confuse you, really confuse people. And for that particular reason, I have curated upon many resources, and other things as well, blogs, articles, what might be the ultimate resources, ultimate course to do the preparation, and that sort of stuff. What I come to realize is that it's up to you. For me, it's up to me to decide whether to start or decide whether this is enough. This much of resources is only enough, and that's pretty much you could really collect in the limited time. For me, I have been researching, or I have been looking deep into front-end engineering role because I really want to do it. Really got to the depths of it. What might a front-end engineer at Google will do, or front-end engineering at Netflix or Meta or other top MNC companies do, or other even startups. What might the responsibilities might they handle? What are the key elements that makes a front-end engineer front-end engineer? So these questions I need to answer them, and what are the required skills for to be a front-end engineer. I really need to understand that. But on YouTube, there are only basic front-end development resources, such as you could say, if I'm searching for front-end engineer, the top results will be what are the in you could see videos such as ultimate roadmap to become expert front-end engineer, get 40 lakhs etc Amazon without hard DSA front-end, like that. In those videos or those articles, if I just click on videos, they pretty much would say about learning HTML, CSS. You need to get the nuances of JavaScript. Then you need to learn a framework called React, or that sort of things. If even you see the front end roadmap, I think that is the one. If you take the front end developer roadmap, it's the same. You need to understand the HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Then you need to move to a framework. Then that would be React. And from that, other things are pretty much the work that we used to be doing. Other things are pretty much the things that we daily use, like using React, using a package manager to install packages, writing or picking up frameworks, CSS frameworks to do the styling, such as Tailwind or any other styling frameworks, style components, Chakra UI, any other things. And that's pretty much it from the roadmap. But in detail, it is pretty much, you could see the actual roadmap, but it is not, it's pretty much lengthy. And it's true, it's pretty much it's true that it is lengthy. There are depths of it, and there are only just articles, or there are just only what blog posts. They are limited. You could create a roadmap for everything, and there are everything defined in here. You could go to storage and learn about it. Yes, that is true, but it's not easy, it's not comprehensible to daily pick up a certain portion and click on that. It's We need a complete resources, or complete in a complete plan to actually do this, because by learning these much of things would not get you a job in this current market. In terms of working, this will really help you. The roadmap will really help. But for me, this is pretty much for doing the daily things, or building new things. That's pretty much for this roadmap. It is okay. It is perfect. It's fine. But for interview preparation, I guess we need more. We could say that for software engineering roles or software development roles, there is pretty much a requirement for to study about data structures and algorithms, and it is true. Without data structures and algorithms, you could not get into any company for software development role. But in the case of front-end engineering roles, you will need DSA. In any role, if you know data structures and algorithms, it will surely help you to get into interviews, crack interviews, get into technical rounds and such. But in terms of front-end engineering, there are other rounds as well. Other technicalities or resources are need to be learned, and from that, uh, for that, I have gone googling a lot for past 1 month or past 1 month while doing my preparation, while doing my planning. I have gone through a lot of googling. If you just click a front end, and it will show the search results, the bookmarks, and everything. And from there, I have found that uh, there are certain rounds, especially for front-end engineering roles at MNCs. Uh, the basic requirements are basic rounds are: one, you need to be familiar with not familiar, you need to be master at JavaScript. Master in a sense, you will need to know the advanced concepts such as closure, hoisting, prototypes, building polyfills, and creating UI mockups, and such as and using event listeners to create UI, and the using DOM model to create styling without using of HTML and such as that. And you will need to get into the depth of JavaScript. For that, there's a separate round for that particular language itself for front end engineering role. So you will need to master JavaScript. By getting into the depths of JavaScript, you could clearly tackle other rounds as well, such as the second round or other rounds might be not might be, it's surely we one, the machine coding round. That is where we need to or the interviewer asks us to create a component or any component and such. It can be accordion or a 5-star rating component or tic-tac-toe, um, to-do list, the basic components that are used daily in other websites. You could clearly see accordions in many websites, creating a symbol card UI element with a lot of data, or creating a API mockup, or anything that can be done as a part of a job. That machine coding will be there as a round for that. And if you mm, go through the next round, it would be the data structures and algorithms, the problem solving round. That's if you are focusing on front end engineering role, JavaScript is surely will come in handy, because you already know the depths of JavaScript. And for data structures and algorithms, it will give a huge bonus, because you already know the language and you could easily create data structures and solve problems. Because it's a front-end engineering role, the data structures and algorithm questions might be easier compared to what that have been asked for software development roles. And for that, it's pretty much uh, give you a can learn data structures and algorithms. So yeah, hash maps is a must. um, Hash tables also, queues, tags, could learn, but it's not as often. And that's pretty much about the third round, problem solving round. The fourth round will be polyfills, or you could say, if I could refer an article, I would say this blog post or this Medium article really helped me actually see the the difference between the rounds. You will need to, as I said earlier, you will need to get into the in-depth of JavaScript. Data structures, algorithms will be there. Problem solving using JavaScript will be there. That is polyfills, the creating API mockups, anything related to JavaScript will be asked there in problem solving. And then there are front-end frameworks and libraries. This is where you will need to master, or you will need to get a understanding of a particular framework. Since you already know, if you already know JavaScript, you could pick up any frameworks and libraries and just learn about it. For me, I'm choosing React and Vue because I have learned about both of the things, and I already worked about 2 to 3 years with React and Next.js and all the stuff. So I already know front-end frameworks and libraries that are used, and you could ask anything about it. So the fifth round, as I've already mentioned, that is the component parts, creating components. Uh, you could you could read this article. It's very much concise, and this is not the only article that I found. I have searched for many blog posts, many articles, referred Reddit posts also, Twitter, LinkedIn articles, YouTube videos, and I have compiled the list. And the with my knowledge, this resembles fine. And here I have already done a lot of interviews and cracked one of the MNCs also. And I guess this is fine. This article gives a clear idea about it. I would share the links in the description. And UI technologies and challenges, this is where you will need to get into, as I've said, you need to create components. You need to have an understanding about how the latest web technologies or modern web technologies or modern techniques that have been used for in building websites, such as having a grasp idea about security in web. It's a must. Also, creating understanding about how an architecture of a website is done, or architecture of a web application is done. You could understand that as well. And yeah, that's pretty much about the rounds and all the stuff. And what I have done the past 1 month, I have clearly get into JavaScript. I have been collecting many courses, such as the front-end expert course. Front-end expert course is actually worth it because the videos and all the stuffs in this complete list really help me in understanding the how the rounds of front-end engineering rounds are done in MNCs. So this clearly helps. And there are other courses mentioned that I have compiled into for JavaScript. You could see this is the Notion page that I have created. The Notion page clearly mentions the courses that I have listed. You will need to understand, as I mentioned, you need to understand the advanced concepts of JavaScript. So this is helpful. This course by 0 to Mastery course is really helpful. The You Don't Know JS books also is there. I have selected the books into compilation. You could see, yeah, you could get the EPUB version from the net, and there are other books as well that I have been reading. And for tutorials, you could also learn about data structures and algorithms in JavaScript. And there is a course that I pretty much love. That is the mastery class. It's actually good. I really recommend that. And other courses, I could say, front-end expert is there, the advanced concepts, the JavaScript mastery, and there is one other, I guess. Let me see. Weird parts. No, it's these three are pretty much required. These 3 will be enough. And in the Notion page, I have compiled it into different sections of what I need to learn. You could see that in Next.js I have already learned a couple of things. In Next.js you need to learn about the newer version, that is Next.js 13. There are pretty much large changes in that, and you need to understand about JWT authentication. It's based upon asymmetric keys, that is there are two keys, private and public, and how they work, and have done currying. That's a concept in JavaScript. It's pretty much in a gist, I could say, changing a existing function changing an existing function to be used for another purpose. That's pretty much sums it up. And you could say there is an definition here: partial application is a function which has been applied to some but not in others function. No, this is not correct. You could say there is a curry function and there is another function, and based on an existing function you could change the actual parameter passing, or how the behavior of a certain function can be changed according to our use. That's pretty much about currying. And in this example there is a join function, this much of things, and I have already learned this. The parameters are changed according to our helper function, and you will understand once you learn about that. You could see how I done this. I have separately created cards in Notion pages. I have already compiled it into different sections, links and such. You need to understand about cookies, local storage, and it's an in-depth thing. You could actually learn from anywhere. And REST APIs, you need to understand about REST APIs, how get, post, put, or delete method has been used, or how are they are being used, or what are the features that they give, and all the things that you could learn from that REST APIs. And this template, Notion template, have collected from this article itself. Thank you, Aish, for providing the comprehensive guide to prepare for the front-end engineering. It's related to UI engineering. Still, it's the same. So thank you for that. Even given a plan, but I cannot follow this plan because I already know the things that I need to do. So I am not following this weekly plan. I'm doing my own. And you could see the how did he manage interviews and how did he do, and all the round mentioned here. The for PTM he did the online assessment. The several questions were asked in the online assessment, problem solving round, data structures round, hiring manager round. And for Flipkart, he did the machine coding round, UI tech round. You could read the article itself. I will link down to below. And this is the Notion part. Don't try to mug up. Enjoy the learning process that I'm pretty much doing right now. And all the sections. Yeah, there are some requirements before you need to follow this preparation for any role. I think you need to first get familiar with LeetCode. This is where the all the preparations are done by students, or for freshers, or any other persons for cracking interviews, for learning data structures and algorithms, the actual coding questions or actual problems that were asked during an interview round. And I have done this during my third year in the language Java, and I realized that I don't intend to work with Java in the future. So I tried learning JavaScript, and I pretty much get the overall idea of using data structures in JavaScript in a very easier manner. And you could see I have already solved some problems, not the high level coding geniuses. You see, I have done 100 days of things, been solving that in the last year. and I've totally solved 150 problems. You could say I'm familiar with data structures and algorithms, though I have all the concepts about these structures and all the implementations. It's just now it's figuring out what data structures to be used for a particular program once the custom pattern is recognized, or the overall what is the actual understanding of the problem. It's just figuring out things. That's the stage that I am right now, and I'm solving problems based on the cards given by, or explore section given by leak code itself. You could see the JavaScript review questions here. I have already marked it as here, and not this one, I guess. Problem solving lead code. Yeah, first of all, I need to complete the interview series easy section. You could just Google it, or you could search for the explore section. And this is the section. I have done array, strings, linked list, sorting, searching, dynamic programming, and there are other sections that I need to cover in JavaScript, using JavaScript. I have already done this in Java, but since I'm preparing for the front-end engineering, I need to understand how it is implemented in JavaScript. So that's first section, then medium, then the blind 75 that I have done already in my using Java. So I could solve this in easier manner. Not easier, I really need to think about it, but still it's fine. It's totally fine. So as I was saying, you need to familiar with LeetCode. You need to have a GitHub profile. No need to maintain as such that have been maintained because I'm a GitHub campus expert. During my third year, I have been selected for that, and I have been contributing to open source from my second year onwards. So I know the things. I have kept it as consistent. Sometimes only contribute when I have to do, when I need to do. You could see the overall consistency of daily. I think in Tuesday, I guess every Tuesday I have contributed, and every Thursday, Friday as well. During other days, I think I have been busy or doing other things. But in Tuesday and Friday, it is consistent throughout the year. And having contributed to organizations, you could see that this GitHub profile have been made from other contributors. Shout out to them. So you need to have a GitHub profile. Then you try to create a portfolio. Since I'm a front-end engineer, or preparing for front-end engineer, I think I need a portfolio. This is my newest portfolio that I'm currently building. You could see in my older portfolio, the domain has expired by the .com version. I've been constructing. You could see, this is dynamic and such. The blocks I have actually taken us from Hashnode. I'm thinking of building a separate section as well. You could see one day, I guess. So yeah, I'm pretty much building that. So portfolio is there, and the major overall thing, you need to have a LinkedIn profile. This will really be a key factor in terms of getting interviews. You need to have connections. You need to post something as well. I'm trying to. I have been getting responses from several companies for interviews and such, and from LinkedIn I have received so many of them and tried to do interviews. And I need to make a consistent and overall updated with all the things you can do. This is my LinkedIn profile, and you have the connections. You need to connect with the recruiters, other companies as such. You could do that. So yeah. So you need to have a requirements for LinkedIn, the GitHub, the lead code. You have to familiar with the lead code, and a portfolio if you need it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for preparing things. And there are many topics you need to get familiar with. For software engineering role or any other roles, you need to really get into depth in the language itself. For backend development, I guess you need to have a knowledge about Java, C++, or Python, Java, Golang, Rust, or any other languages. You need to get into depth. Not so into depth, but familiar with it. Well, since I'm a front-end engineer, it's a must for I need to learn JavaScript. Really get into everything, every concept about JavaScript. So really working towards it. And yeah, the big front end dev. This is where the problems for in doing with JavaScript is I'm currently practicing on. It's a great website. Currently, I've been done with this much. I'm trying to do as much as possible, but I'm currently focusing on DSA. I'm managing with my own strategy, and that's why it is in progress. And UI challenges, as I mentioned, I have completed the drag and drop and tic-tac-toe. There are other things to do, and HTML and CSS I have already learned, so I kept it as again section. The interview questions regarding HTML and CSS and all the such. And this is where I'm currently have done for preparation. You could say, just this is nothing, you have done nothing, but I in my perspective, I have done so much before I have been doing it wrong. So pretty much proud of that. And again, I'm creating videos for this, so documenting my journey, document my preparation. So I think it's I'm going in the right track. And pretty much get an overall idea once again what I have been done so far, what I need to do in the year. As for resume, you need to have a resume. I forgot that, clearly forgot that. You need to have a resume. It should be a single page, as I currently have internship experience in other startups and foundations as well, organization. I have the skills and the projects. You need to have projects. You need to have co-curricular activities. If you don't have this, do that first. Before doing any of that, you need to have something to tell about yourself. So you do that before preparing for anything. And yeah, that's pretty much about my overall preparation part. And for what I'm intending to do for the upcoming videos is just telling about what I have done, what are the things that I have focused upon, telling what I learned so far, sharing my understanding and non-understanding things to public. And you can clearly see what a developer or what a person might go through while preparing. So that's pretty much I'm planning. I know it's a long video and I haven't built any scripting for this. It's just ranting out something, and this is what I want to do. And I you could support me by liking, sharing, and subscribing to others for those others developers. This is pretty much applicable for any roles, for software development roles, Python development roles, mobile application development roles, machine learning roles. You need to have a plan. That's pretty much the gist of it. You need to have a plan. You need to convey the things that are needed to be conveyed. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not ranting anymore. So thank you for this watching this video, and as I mentioned, do subscribe. I'm going to upload this in the YouTube as randomly. You could refer that. So yeah, peace.